of Defiant L's, by the way, because they certainly put it in the perspective for me. Just in one little easy tweet. But Occupy Democrats has been a page. I don't know what you really call that. I've gotten into it, actually, the founder before, like 5 years ago, like publicly. There's a bunch of dipshits there, and they don't mind taking contrarian positions. And the problem with being a contrarian is that you often end up contradicting your own fucking self because you're trying to be on the opposite side of someone else. And that's a mistake. But with this Russia-Ukraine situation, you've seen that Ukraine, I don't know if it's certain pockets of it, but in Ukraine, they're trying to deliver weapons and allowing them, their own citizens, to be in possession of weapons that once they could not be in possession of. Check this out. You look at the first tweet. No civilian needs, this come from Occupy Democrats. They say no civilian needs an AR-15 regardless of whatever mental gymnastics you do. You are a very special breed of stupid. And then just the other day, yesterday actually, Occupy Democrats says Ukraine's interior minister announces that 10,000 automatic rifles have been handed out to the civilians as they prepare to fight tooth and nail to defend their homes against Putin's invasion. Retweet if you stand with the brave Ukrainian people. Now, what this is all these not just AR-15, but all kinds of fucking weapons. These hypocritical dipshits. Weapons that they think that the military use, they shouldn't be in the hands of civilians. And they're literally saying that, okay, civilians can have them. And because this is what they've been told to be against, and they want to stand for the bravery of what's going on with the Ukrainians to be able to fight against an oppressive regime. This is essentially what they're saying. It's okay to be prepared against an invading government, but it's not okay to be prepared against your own fucking government. Oh, Occupy Democrats. This is exactly what you expect from these idiots. But if anything, that move right there should show you. On a serious note, I know there's a lot of y'all that are anti-gun to the point to where you think that the state should be dictating who should be able to own a weapon. And I've always been, certainly as an advocate and being a libertarian, been against that. Even from the background checks, like if those are done privately, that's one thing. But if they're going to be facilitated by the federal government, especially, fuck no. All gun laws are infringements, every single one of them. And yeah, I look at it as a problem that you have vast amounts of types of weapons that either you have to jump through several fucking hoops to be able to own those weapons, or you can't own them at all, no matter who it is that you are. It's bullshit. But the fact that, and this has happened historically before, oh, the walls are closing in, shit's hitting the fan, we need you to help us. Now we'll give you the weapons. Should show you that they know that that type of approach and civilians having weaponry is a very effective thing in terms of, it's not always going to be successful, but an effective thing when it comes to staving off like governments, oppressive ones, particularly aggressive ones, aggressors more directly. And you can make the argument every government is that, and I won't disagree with you. But this should, when you see something like this, and if you are one of those saying, yes, those Ukrainian people are going to fight back, and yet you in the same vein or same breath would then advocate that your own fucking neighbor be stripped of whatever weapons that he or she wants to own. You're not just a fucking hypocrite. You're retarded, man. You're stupid. But this should, and my man from Phoenix Ammunition said the same thing. He said the debate about the Second Amendment is over. If you're a leftist and you support the Ukrainian people, I'll be accepting your apology and your immediate support of a full repeal of the NFA and the Gun Control Act of 1968. The NFA is the National Firearms Act. And this is, of course, he's referring to that they're voting to give permissions for the civilians to carry firearms. Because we know it's important. It ain't for fighting deer and shit. We know it's important for being able to defend yourself, be it against another individual, civilian, or against the fucking government. It's not up for opinion. The fact that this type of thing is a strategy and has been historically where no matter how trained you are or not, when it's time and the shit hits the fan, they want to start throwing guns to the civilians. Why not have them in their hands all the fucking time? What, you can't be a threat, government? You can be a threat. We've seen that. Absolute pieces of shit is what these people are. Period. If you are still coming out of this and you support the Ukrainians and you're still coming out of this thinking that your neighbor should be disarmed or your neighbor should not be able to own certain type of weaponry, you're a fucking hypocrite and you're a stupid person, and we should mock, shame, and laugh at you. You just listened to a clip from my podcast, For Cannon's Sake, which is live throughout the week at 12 p.m. Central on youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. Be sure to check out my website, ericdjuly.com, so you can stay up to date with everything it is that I'm doing. You can also become a member and get access to a bunch of cool perks and exclusive content, which includes a social media hub where you can interact with myself and other members. It even has an app that you can get, which is now live in the Google and Apple stores.